are back here on Carolina Women. We got a lot of competition today, don't we? All kinds of things going on in here. Sean, thank you for joining us. As always here at Custom Audio Video, we've got so much to talk about, and actually we've been chatting for about 15 or 20 minutes, and it's all been around the word adaptation and how we as humans sort of adapt.
And we're not afraid of the technology.
Exactly. And we were talking about, as it relates to technology, kind of what's new, and are people still intimidated by technology, especially around some of the wonderful things that you have here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously technology changes constantly, and it can be kind of a scary thing if you're not paying attention, particularly when these new things just keep coming in, and they want to be in our homes, and they want to make our life easier and those things, but it's like, but it's so complicated. But I think a lot's changed in the past few years.
What's interesting for me is I remember, my 1 and 3-year-old grandkids now are pretty adept at iPads and things like that. And even as I've gotten older, where I remember 20 years ago, I don't want to type on a computer. And now I can't imagine a day that goes by without some smart device.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about it, right? For the first time in human history, really, we've got a generation or two that don't have the same kind of childhood that their grandparents had, right? And maybe things have changed, but it's like you still kind of live this analog life, and you're out in the wilderness. But technology has changed it.
Have you noticed an increase in people that are, a bit older coming in and saying, "Okay,
we're ready.
We're ready. Right? Yeah. We're ready.
Bring it on."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I'm probably that first generation that made the jump from analog to digital, right? Where it was like devices in our hands growing up. So anybody older than me is having to kind of catch up, and they're doing a great job because the value of it is becoming prevalent to a lot of people.
And yes, it could be that the 3-year-old grandchild taught them
well, that's
and gave them their first tutorial, but they realized, hey, this is actually pretty user-friendly.
Exactly. And talk to us, if you will, about, you said the value.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely the side of like, hey, I want to connect with my grandkids.
Yeah.
But then it's also realizing that technology is not being created just to create stuff, right?
Right, just for
there's
fun.
There's a value to it. Automating the home, right? A lot of control being centralized into one unit, that you can control things like lights, AC, your
Lynes,
shades, right? Like all these different things. Easy control of all the different TV systems that we seem to have now. All of these things can be centralized because of technology.
Again, different generations want technology for different reasons. You and I have talked before many times about aging in place. And I think as it gets more difficult to navigate, I would think technology could be a real godsend for people.
And not just the cinema room in your house. Like if Debi was cooking in the kitchen, she could maybe communicate just with someone elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, wall panels that you can intercom throughout the house. All kinds of different things. Lighting, for instance.
Yes.
The use of lighting and controlling that in different ways, and not just having 4 cans and a fan kind of thing.
What's been interesting is the last time we were here, we were in the media room, we were talking about lighting, and I'm big on wayfinding. So if you have to get up in the middle of the night,
it prevents falls.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And you've taught us, both of us, about lighting systems that are terrific for things like wayfinding.
Yeah, and not just kind of that one big bright light. Right, but you got those layers of lights. You got your main lights, and you task lights and accent lights and all those things that can really help depending on what you need it to.
And you have to talk about.
Can that be like motion, like sensitive?
Yeah.
Are we at that point where we can just kind of walk our path and ding, 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 ding?
Or use your phone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that how you?
Yeah, you can do that. You can program a keypad that's got different settings on them, right? And then just boom.
While you're cooking your chicken.
That's exactly right. Well, I'm all about safety and security.
That's right.
Safety and security. And I mean, I can lock my doors from...
It's an ounce of prevention, really.
It makes so much sense.
It does.
We've done some homes, for instance, that you've got lights everywhere with all kinds of different scenes, and then there's one that's cleaning. And when you hit that button, it turns all the lights on as bright as they can, so it makes it easier to clean.
It's a good way to get your guests to go home, too.
Yeah, there is that.
You hit cleaning off like you're at the theater, right? Just dim the lights and everything.
And you do a lot with that.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know in the media room, the lights kind of are layered to different temperatures and color.
Yeah, I mean, so there's all that to take into account. And then taking that technology that's designed to help our lives and giving you the ability to control it simply, I know that the controls can seem a little intimidating, but it can actually be pretty simple when it's programmed properly.
He makes it easy though.
He
Like
does.
coming in and having that experience here,
Yeah.
I think you walk people through it.
Yeah.
It is funny because I remember the first time we came in, I was like, oh my gosh, this is way past my pay grade.
Right.
I'm not sure. And now I'm like, yeah, you want to see the new record player?
Right. We'll
'Cause
show
it's-
you the other room.
That's exactly
with
right.
us.
We got it. You really are good, and there's so much to see, so much to learn. So it's always a treat. We want to thank you, of course, Erin, and you, Sean, for joining us. Thank all of you for joining us here on Carolina Women. Have a safe and wonderful week. Bye-bye.